Hello, hello. Welcome back to the mat and welcome to a throat chakra practice. So today we are continuing our chakra journey into the vishuddha chakra, the throat chakra. And this is our seat of healthy communication, of speaking our truth, but also of being a good listener. So receiving communication as well as we deliver it. So we're focusing on the kind of the throat space, but also the neck, the shoulders, the jaw, kind of this whole area here physically is where we'll focus. And then, the themes are on finding that truth. So our own inner truth, so what's true for us, and then making sure that we're speaking our truth. So we are standing up for what we believe in and also being honest with both ourselves and those that we come into contact with. If you'd like to know a little more, I'll link to a blog post in the description below. If you have not joined our online community, come on in and join us. The link is in the description below. And if you'd like to support the channel and the making of more classes like these, please consider joining me on Patreon. That link is also in the description below. For today's practice, I'm going to recommend having a strap and at least one block handy. If you don't have a yoga strap, you can use a towel or like a t-shirt or a necktie, anything that's in a strap-like shape. A scarf would work. So go ahead and grab those props, unroll your mat, and we're going to begin right here in a tall seat. Alrighty, my friends, come on into a tall seat. Feel yourself plug in through the sitting bones, root down, find length through the spine, all the way up to the crown of the head. You can invite the eyelids to close, or gently lower the gaze towards the earth if closing the eyes doesn't feel quite right today. Allow yourself a few breaths to drop in, to settle here into this space. And then bringing a gentle awareness into the throat space. Maybe envisioning a blue, like a light blue glow here in this space. And as you keep your awareness here at the throat, envisioning a light blue color, consider what healthy self-expression looks like for you. Consider if there are any areas where maybe you've been holding back or stifling your own voice. How can you stand in the power of your own voice, your own truth? Take 2 more breaths here. And then we'll gently open the eyes. And we're going to come into a hero's pose. So you'll bring the knees together to touch. And I have a block underneath my seat. So my block is sort of right in between my feet. I'm sitting up on the block. I recommend using a block for this since we are still very much getting started. We haven't warmed up at all. So hero's pose without the block is where you bring your seat down in between the feet. It's a lovely pose, but it can be quite intense at the best of times. So especially here at the beginning of practice where we haven't warmed up, I definitely recommend using the block to help prop up your seat so that you have more space to work with. It's a bit kinder on the knees. And so here we're going to inhale to lift the shoulders up by the ears, really scrunch them up, and then exhale, let them drop down. You can exhale through the mouth. We'll take 5 of those. So inhale to lift, and one more. And you can take some rolls of the head, of the neck here. So you sort of loosen all that up, maybe some rolls of the shoulders, bringing some movement into this space. Alrighty, go ahead and grab your strap or strap-like object. And we're going to come into some side stretches with Gomukhasana arms. So you can go ahead and unfold your strap. If you are using a yoga strap, I recommend holding on to the buckle. And you're going to take the buckle in the right hand, lift the right arm up next to the right ear. Bend at the right elbow, bringing the right hand to the top of the back. Left arm goes out to the left, rotate the palm down around to the back, and bring left arm back behind you. And you can take hold of the strap here. If you can reach fingertips, go ahead and reach fingertips. But again, we are just getting started, just getting warmed up, so feel free to hold on to the strap. Now, as you inhale, lengthen through the spine. And as you exhale, lean over towards the left side, root down through the right sitting bone. Feel a big stretch all the way from the right tricep down the right side of the body to the right hip. And then come back up to center and gently release the arms. You can shake those out a little bit, bringing the strap into the left hand. We'll come into the other side. So set yourself up for Gomukhasana arms on the opposite side. And forgot to mention this on the other side, but notice if the lifted arm is sort of pressing your head down, lift the chin so it's parallel to the earth. Make space for the throat here. As you inhale, find length through the spine. As you exhale, lean over towards the right side. Root down through the left sitting bone. Feel the big stretch all the way down the left side of the body. And then lift back up to center, gently releasing the arms. You can move your strap off to the side. And we'll come into eagle wrap in the arms. So open the arms out into a T, and then go ahead and cross at the elbows, bringing the right arm underneath the left. Now you have a few options. Options to bring hands onto the shoulders, option to bring the backs of the hands to touch, option to wrap the forearms, bringing the palms to touch. Lifting the elbows up in line with the shoulders, hands away from the face. We'll come into a seated cat-cow with this bind. So as you inhale, lift the heart up towards the sky, arch the back. As you exhale, round, puff up the back, bringing the arms towards the legs. Inhale to arch, lift the heart, and exhale to round. Take one more like this. Inhale. And then exhale. Opening the arms out into a T, coming to the opposite side. So crossing the left arm underneath the right, finding the variation that works for your arms, your shoulders here today. As you inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Take one more like this. Inhale. And exhale to round. Gently release the arms. You can shake that out, roll the shoulders out. That was a lot. From here, go ahead and make your way into downward facing dog. First downward facing dog. You can pedal at the feet if you'd like, finding a bit of movement as you come on into this shape. And when you feel like you're satisfied with movement, you can find a moment of stillness here in your downward facing dog. And again, notice if the shoulders are scrunching up way up by the ears. Think about making space for the neck here. So you want the shoulder blades to glide down the back. You want there to be plenty of space around the neck. Go ahead and walk the feet up to the top of your mat.
You can bring feet to hip width distance. Keep a bend in the knees. Let the torso and head hang heavy. Coming into a ragdoll fold. Maybe sway the torso side to side gently here. And then on your inhale, lift halfway. Lengthen the crown of the head forward. As you exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, lift halfway. As you exhale, bring hands to hips. Keep a bend in the knees. Come to stand with a flat back. You can keep the feet at about hip width distance. Here, we're going to come into some half lowers and then forward folds. So your inhale is going to be to lift the arms up by the ears. You're going to keep the arms by the ears, a gentle bend in the knees. As you exhale, lower halfway so the torso becomes parallel to the earth. Stay here for the inhale. And as you exhale, fold all the way down over the legs. As you inhale, lift halfway, arms by the ears, torso parallel to the earth. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, come up to stand. And exhale, lower the arms. Awesome. We'll take one more just like that. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, lower halfway. Stay for the inhale. And then exhale to fold. Inhale, lift halfway, arms by ears. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, rise. And exhale, lower the arms. Awesome. Inhale, lift the arms up high. Exhale, fold all the way down over the legs. From here, step the feet back into your downward facing dog. From here, come on forward into a plank pose, strong plank, shoulders over wrists. Go ahead and bring the knees onto the earth. From here, bring an arch into the back, so sort of like you're popping your booty up towards the sky. Start to bend at the elbows. The elbows come back towards the body, not out towards the sides. And start to bring your chest onto the earth and then your chin to the earth. So look forward. And you want to think about sort of like you're trying to melt the throat onto the earth. So this is your anahatasana, your knees, chest, and chin. Don't let yourself collapse here. So you want to keep yourself lifted through the arms. And feel a stretch through the throat space. Take one more breath. And then from here, lift the torso, come back into your downward facing dog. Big breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, let it go. Walk the feet to the top of your mat, big toes together to touch. Bend the knees deeply. Lift the torso, lift the arms, find an Utkatasana chair pose. And then bring the arms out into a T. Turn the palms to face up and bring the arms in front of you. So sort of like you're holding up a tray. Feel the shoulder blades gliding back and down, making space for the neck. Taking one more breath here. And then rise to stand, lowering the arms down. From here, step the left foot way back, left heel onto the earth. We're setting up for warrior two. So heel of the front foot in line with the arch of the back foot. Bending into the right knee, sitting down into the legs. Make sure that the right knee is not buckling towards the midline. Gently press the right thigh out towards the right. Now the arms are going to reach towards the front and back of your mat. And typically we have the palms down in this pose in your warrior two. For today, I'm inviting you to lift the palms up towards the sky and feel how that creates a external rotation in the arms, allowing the shoulder blades to glide down the back, making more space here in the neck and the throat area. If it feels okay, the gaze can be over the front fingertips. If that doesn't, you can keep the gaze towards the side of your mat, stacking right above the torso. So keeping the spine nice and straight as opposed to bringing the twist into the cervical spine. Now I want you to think about keeping all of this opening in the neck as we come into side angle pose. So the torso leans over the right leg, right forearm to the thigh, and you can extend the left arm straight out, so you're like in a T shape with the arm, and think about the space surrounding your neck here, and
keep that kind of space as you start to lift the arm up towards the sky, and then maybe bring the arm all the way overhead towards the front of your mat. If the shoulder starts to scrunch up by the ear, you've gone too far. Lift the arm a little bit higher. Keep that space around the neck. Same with the bottom shoulder. Notice if you're sort of collapsing here, find lift to make space. And then go ahead and lift back up, warrior two. Take an inhale. As you exhale, bring hands onto the earth, find a low lunge shape, and then step the left foot up to meet the right. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen, and exhale as you fold. Bend the knees deeply, lift the torso, arms come out in front of you like you're holding a tray, the palms turned up towards the sky. Feel the shoulder blades glide back and down. And then come to stand, lowering the arms. The right leg extends long and back, finding your warrior two stance on the opposite side. So again, heel to arch alignment. Sitting down into the legs, the shoulders stacked right above the hips. Arms reach in opposite directions. Turn the palms towards the sky. Feel the shoulder blades glide back and down, making space. The head can be facing side of your mat or towards the front of your mat if that feels okay. Notice what is true for you in this pose. So maybe what I'm offering does not feel right, and that is 100% okay. Take what feels right in your body. Honor your own truth here. Notice how much space you have around the neck. Keep that space as you come into your side angle pose. Left forearm onto the thigh. Right arm can reach straight out from the arm, keeping that space. And then maybe the arm can come overhead. Maybe reaching towards the front of your mat if you can keep the space around the neck. And then gently lifting back up, warrior two. Take an inhale. Exhale, cartwheel hands to the earth, and this time step the left foot back, find downward facing dog. Go ahead and bring the knees onto the earth. Shift hips to one side and bring the legs around in front of you. And from here, we'll come into a supported bridge. So you're going to want a block as you come onto your back. Soles of the feet are flat on the earth. The knees pointing up towards the sky. You're going to press down into the feet just enough to lift the hips up and bring your block underneath your sacrum. And you can choose the height that works for you. So my block is on medium height. You can choose if medium height works for you, if lowest height feels better, maybe highest height depending on the type of block that you have and how your spine is feeling. Coming into a few breaths here in a supported bridge. Bring your awareness back into the throat space and see if you can tap into a sense of opening in that space, even as you're in this pose that it can tend to feel a bit restrictive in the throat. See if you can tap into a sense of spaciousness here. And from here, we're going to come into a shoulder stand, or I'm going to give you the option of coming into a shoulder stand, or the option of keeping your sacrum on the block and lifting the legs towards the sky. So if you'd like to keep the block under you, I will recommend coming onto its lowest height so you're more stable. And then the feet will lift up and you'll lift them up towards the sky, and you can stay right here in a Viparita Karani. If you'd like to come into a shoulder stand, you will move the block out from underneath you. Bring the knees in towards the chest, and then bring the legs overhead. Now, you can come into a half shoulder stand by coming right here, bringing hands onto the lower back, and then sort of extending the legs at a diagonal
So this is a half shoulder stand, which is a beautiful place to be if you don't feel quite ready for full shoulder stand, which you might not, and that's totally okay. If you want to come into a bit deeper into this, you'll bring the legs all the way overhead, coming into your plow pose, and toes can touch the earth or not. And then from here, you kind of want to snuggle the shoulders in towards one another. So maybe clasping the hands, pressing the hands towards the earth. So you really have a nice base underneath you. From here, hands come to the lower back, all fingertips pointing towards the sky. And you'll lift one leg and then the other for your shoulder stand. Make sure that your gaze is always straight up at the feet. Do not turn the head left or right at all. If you need to turn the head, make sure you come down out of this pose before you move the head. So the gaze stays right up towards the feet. And really feel like you're reaching towards the sky with your feet and tap into the space that you're creating at the back of the neck. So here we're sort of compressing the throat and finding opening in the back side of the neck. And then from here, if you're in full shoulder stand, legs will come back overhead all the way. You'll release the arms and really slowly, vertebra by vertebra, start to roll yourself towards the earth. If you took a little half shoulder stand, same thing, you can start to lower your seat towards the earth. If you have a block underneath you, you can start to bring the feet towards the earth and bring the block out from under you. We're all going to come into a fish pose or supported fish. So the legs are going to come all the way down onto the earth. And I will show you how to prop up for supported fish first and then unsupported fish. So for a supported fish pose, you want to bring a block underneath your back. And you want it to be like long ways underneath you. And again, you choose the height that works best for you. Mine is on medium, but yours does not have to be. And you will come to lie all the way on your block. And the idea is that you want the crown of the head to sort of come onto the earth over the block, and the arms will be next to the body. And this is your supported fish pose. So coming into an opposite sensation here, the throat, right? So here we're sort of compressing the neck and finding a big opening in the throat space. If you do not want to use the block, you will bring the hands next to the body. I kind of like to bring my thumbs underneath my bum, elbows on the earth, press down into the elbows, into the arms as you lift the heart towards the sky. So finding a really big arch in the spine as the heart lifts, and then the crown of the head drops back, bringing the crown of the head gently onto the earth. Stay active in the legs, pressing into the elbows. Breathing into the throat space. One more breath. Press into the arms, lift the head, tuck the chin towards the chest, and then come to lie all the way flat on your back. And take a couple breaths here. And then go ahead and hug the knees in towards the chest, giving them a squeeze. And then you can scooch the hips to the right just a little bit as you drop the knees over towards the left. Keep right shoulder on the earth, coming into a twist. Lift the knees back up to center. Re-square the hips, maybe scooch them over to the left slightly as you drop the knees over to the right. Left shoulder stays on the earth. Lifting knees back up to center. Recentering the hips, hugging the legs in one last time. If there are any final movements that your body is craving, before you find stillness in Shavasana, feel free to pause, take whatever that is. And when you're ready to join me in Shavasana, you'll join me here with the legs extended long, the arms by the sides of the body, the palms turned up towards the sky. Allow yourself to sort of sink into the earth.
Releasing any sense of control or holding in the body or the breath. And again, bringing that gentle awareness into the throat space. Imagining a light blue glow here in this space. Breathing in a sense of healthy self-expression and communication. And breathing out anything that might be blocking you from living your truth. And if you have more time to stay here in shavasana, please do stay. And otherwise, start to deepen your breaths, bringing some movement back into the body. Extend the arms overhead, take a nice long stretch. And bring soles of your feet flat onto your mat. Roll onto the side of your choice. Using the top hand to help press you up. Make your way into a comfortable seat. Root down through the sitting bones. Find length through the spine. Bringing a gentle awareness into the throat space. How can you stand in your truth today as you move out into the world? Bring the palms to touch at heart center, bowing the head gently towards the hands. Thank you so much for allowing me to lead you in this practice today. Namaste. Thank you so much, yogis, for joining me here for this throat chakra practice. If you want to join the online community, click the link in the description below. Come on in and join us. And if you'd like to support the channel by joining me on Patreon, that link is also in the description below. I will meet you right back here on the mat next time.